Hi, hello, participants for the webinar. So, we have a hello or hi in the chat box. So, let's wait for a few seconds, few minutes so that everybody joins. It's time, so let's start our webinar today. And the topic is how to teach from home. So this is a strange situation we are in. The world is facing COVID, a pandemic, and we teachers are confined to our homes, and children too are confined to their homes. So in this strange situation, how to teach? That's a big question from all of our minds. So we somehow try many tools, and we have been doing it, something we are doing it. So we have a tool, a better tool, and we have a methodology, a better methodology. So that we discuss today, how to teach from home through YaClass. So welcome all for this webinar. Thanks for joining. Please stay with us for a great webinar. Yeah, so in this webinar we will see two things: some basics of online teaching, then we will have a live demo also on how to use the tools for teaching online. It covers registering and creating your online classes, and adding students to your online classrooms, sending test work, assessments to your students, sending homeworks to your students, and starting your approbation. Approbation is nothing but a trial period with our portal YaClass.in. Yeah, so these two things, this whole seminar is divided into two parts. First part, we will delve deep into the basics of online teaching. Then we will see a demonstration. Great. So you were all happy teaching children in your classrooms earlier, maybe in January, February, March. Yeah, so we all like that face-to-face contact, the lively, vibrant atmosphere, and the various nitty-gritties of uh, working together, being together, right? What happened? COVID struck. So now you need to work with online, everything virtual, right? Is it optional or forced? Are you forced to uh, teach from home, or it is an optional? Can you just put your um, response in the chat box? Is it optional or forced? The need for online classes. We need to be taking online classes, right? So is it optional or forced? Just to say this to any one of these things, you can key in the chat box. So let us make this a responsive webinar, rather than just I'm going to talk and then you will be listening, and it's an afternoon period, you know what will happen. Okay, so let's make it a little bit of responsive, little bit of lively. Yeah, it's forced. Thank you, Suresha. It's forced. Thank you, Manjula Sivashankar ma'am. It's an optional. Yeah. So somewhere it is forced, somewhere it's optional. So people who are really tech savvy, it's an optional, and they do maybe expecting that some days we may have to move to this domain. Yeah. Sharda ma'am, good afternoon. And Anu Prasanna Kumar, yes, you are right, it's an optional one. Yeah, so for some people it is forced, some people it is optional. People who are tech savvy, people who are embracing the technology, it is an optional. And people who are a little struggling, it is a forced one, right? This will, after the end of this webinar, everybody will be able to run your online classes comfortably, easily, and it will no more a forced phenomena. Yeah, happy? Okay, let's get into that. Okay, so be ready to give your responses in your chat box. Think about a situation. If there are no online options, you are living in a world, there are no online options, there is no Google Meet, there is no Zoom app, there is no WhatsApp to send and receive learning outcomes. What will happen? What would have happened to students? What would have happened to teachers? You just key in your response in the chat box. If there are no online options, there is no software like Google Meet, no Zoom app, no WhatsApp, no social media. Yeah, many of us, even schools, are apprehensive earlier to use all these social media or other conferencing tools, or in fact to some extent the information technology itself. Yeah, so but what happened now? So if it is not available to us, if there is no online options, what would have happened to students? Let's explore what would have happened to students. You key in your response. What would have happened to students? And what would have happened to teachers? Yeah, so please key in your responses. Yeah, so thank you, Manjula ma'am. It will be a blind and it will be blank and it is unimaginable. True Manjula ma'am. And yeah, Anu Prasanna Kumar, you are a bit enthusiastic comment. What he shared is the academic year 2020-21 become zero. Yeah, true. And Yeah, it's an unimaginable thing. So we cannot just imagine if things are not, all these tools are not available, what would have happened to students, how we could meet, where would we meet, how this learning and teaching process will be taken care of. The essential link between student and teachers is the link, right? That link will be cut off if there is no conference tool, there is no technology. If we are only sticking to pen and paper and printing media, this will be very difficult. The situation will be very difficult. And you know what is what type of a mindset, what type of a mental makeup students as well as teachers will have if they are confined to do everything, confined to home and unable to meet their students. On the student side, unable to meet the teachers, the learning gets disconnected, right? So these tools are now a blessings in disguise, right? Great. So technology tools are a blessing in disguise. Technology tools can get ourselves connected to teachers, getting connected to students, and students getting connected to teachers. Okay, now teach from home. Is it simple? Is it a simple one? Teaching from home. Teaching from home. Is it simple? Key in your responses. Is it simple or tough? Or what is your running thought? Yeah. So is it simple or tough? So what is your running thought? Teaching from home. That's our actual topic also. Is it easy? No? Yes, Manjula ma'am, you're right. So Manjula ma'am said it's difficult. Teaching from home is not simple. Okay. So let's see the responses. Sharda ma'am said yes. No. She also felt like that. No, it's tough. Yes, Anu. Yes, Anu ma'am. And for Suresha, it's a little bit comfortable. And Manjula ma'am said yes, it requires a lot of preparedness. Shalini ma'am said yes, it's very difficult. And Muni Krishnappa said it may be interesting. Okay, so teaching from home, it's not simple. There are many problems for teachers if they are doing or teaching it from home. First thing is connecting with the students. How to get connected to the students? Okay, even after getting, okay, we have a conference tool, you get connected to the students. Even if getting connected to the students, how to get the attention of the students? How to get the attention of the students? Some students put the mic off or video off and we don't know what is happening. So even though the screen says the student is available, but are they really getting connected? Are we teachers get the attention of the students? This is one level. There is another level, engaging students. How we are going to engage the students? Okay, you get the attention of the students, great, fabulous, but how you are going to engage the students? Do you have tricks? If it is in the classroom, you can do an activity, you can sing a song, you can even do some sort of a garden visit. You can engage the students in many number of ways. There are umpteen avenues for you in the actual world. But in the digital world, in the online classroom, how we are going to engage the students? How we are going to involve the students further? Yeah. So even after engaging the students, once you cut off, some other teacher taken over, how they are going to get involved in the lessons you taught later on in their home? That is the involvement, right? So it's not simple. Teaching online, it's not simple. People are saying that it's just you speak something, you forward it, and that's it. No, it's very difficult. Connecting with the student may be happening, but getting the students' attention, engaging the students, and continuously involving the students in the learning process will be very difficult. If we teach from home, we need to be prepared, right? Yeah, let's see. There are not only things, uh, it's difficult for the teachers, but there are many distractions. What are the distractions, obvious distractions that you can see? So some of them I have listed. So you have a lot of pets, you have dogs, cats, and whatnot. So they may distract the students, which you don't have any control. Teachers doesn't have any control. And some of the siblings may watch the television, maybe the TV running background, maybe the grandparents are glued to the TV, right? In fact, the students may be learning somewhere, but the parent may be doing their office work in the home, right? So that is making this online teaching more dynamic and challenging, these distractions, right? Okay, let's come to the core of the understanding. What to do during an online classroom? Okay, sir, I have all these troubles. Great. What I should do? That's the key things we need to learn, right? That's what we are intended to discuss in this webinar. What to do during an online classroom? What teachers supposed to do in an online classroom? Do we have the clarity? Okay, just key in what the teacher supposed to do. Just key in what a teacher is supposed to do during an online classroom. Just think about it. So what are the teachers supposed to do during an online classroom? What's supposed to be done first, second, third, fourth, like that? Anything comes in your mind? First, what a teacher is supposed to do first? What a teacher is supposed to do next? These two steps, if you could crack, I think half the story, half the way we traveled. Yeah, what during an online classroom, what a teacher is supposed to do? Can you key in? Ma'am Shalini ma'am, Devi ma'am, can you key in? Manjula ma'am, can you just give your response? What should be done by the teacher first? Then what should be done next? Just think about it. Put your answers in the text box. Thank you, Anu ma'am, Anu Prasanna Kumar. So interaction with the children, yes. Okay, so during an online classroom, interaction should happen, engagement should happen. And yeah, exactly, Anu Prasanna Kumari, who nailed the problem. A presentation has to be there. Unlike the classrooms, you cannot take an online classroom without a presentation or a proper presentation. How to do an online class? So then lively discussion. Yes ma'am, Manjula ma'am, you are right. Lively discussion has to happen in an online classroom. Otherwise, already it's virtual, so connection may not happen. Yeah, students may be disconnected. Great. So let me list out what is there. Should give guidance before, yes. So what should be done, what should not be done? So all those things has to be explained to the students. Many a time, even after explaining daily, they tend to commit the mistakes because they are in the learning curve, right? And there should be some startup activity, as Munikrishnapa said. There should be some startup activity. So there should be some startup activity. There should be a presentation, and that needs to lead to a lively discussion. And before all these things happen, the student has to be given instructions on how to attend the online class, right? You're all correct. So let's see. So you need to have a conference tool. The teacher need to have a conference tool, as you said earlier. Make a presentation. So keep your presentations ready. Share the presentation through the conference tool online. And will that sharing ends with the sharing the presentation? After the presentation, does the class ends there? I don't think so. You need to test. Teachers need to test whether whatever they taught is absorbed, received by the students. What is the tool teachers have to test it? The only tool available is the questions, the question mark, the question, right? So the assessment. So the teacher need to do an assessment and share the classwork. You have to share the classwork or homework. That's that you need to share it with the students. Okay, now what students supposed to do? So the list comes. Use the conference tool to meet the teacher, attend the class. They have to attend the class and attend or do the assessments shared by the teacher and do the homework shared by the teacher. So this is what students supposed to do during an online classroom, right? So far we have seen what supposed to be done in an online class by teacher as well as by the students. Yeah, so all this, both the parties, all this can be done with YaClass. YaClass has tools for both teachers and students, and both the people, teacher as well the student, can be get connected to, and the students as the teacher can do the presentation and share the assessment and share the homework and classwork. Students can also get connected to the teacher, attend the class, do the assessment shared by the teacher, and do the homework shared by the teacher. Okay, so if this COVID so if there is a COVID situation, if there is a disease like a COVID or coronavirus, what would be the solution? What would be the pill? So if online teaching is a problem, then what is the solution? You have YaClass as a solution. Okay, so what teachers need to conduct? What teachers need to conduct an effective online class? So we know that what are the things we teachers required, what to do during an online session, online classroom. Teachers what's supposed to be done, what's supposed to do, and students what's supposed to do. Okay, how to make that an effective online class? What is required for an effective online classes? So any running thought to make your online classroom more effective? Any running thought to make your online classroom more effective? You can share it. Devi ma'am, Anjula ma'am, Mangala ma'am. Yeah, yes, great. So an effective online classroom, yes, first of all the first requirement is connectivity. Connectivity is required. Then tools and techniques, yes, Muni Krishnapa, you are right, tools and techniques. And is there anything else running in your mind? That's great. So let's see the nitty-gritty of making an effective online classroom. A theoretical material is required. A content, that's what we call content, and questions to check students' understanding, that we call assessment. There should be some practice tests or tasks. There should be some homework. There should be some projects. Yeah, so theoretical material, the content, many a time we interact, we transact. Instead of knowledge, content. Your content becomes a very important place. Content has a very important place in our teaching and training. Okay, so we have to transact that material, content material, and we have to check the students' understanding through asking questions and practice test. We have to conduct practice test and task. We have to assign homework. We have to give projects, individual projects. If possible, group projects also you can do nowadays, because they are connected socially. They can do something, they can take a picture, send it to their friends, and the friend can do the rest of the work. So to make an online classroom more effective, these are all the things required. From the student side, to make an online classroom more effective, what is required? Answering mechanism. They need an answering mechanism to prove, okay, you taught well. You know that you have, the teacher know that the teacher have completed the classroom or well, done the classes well, taught well, great, the teacher did the job well, fine. But what about the students, whether they have learned it better, learned it well, right? So for that the teacher needs some tools, yeah, that is done through your questions, answering mechanism. For that, teacher should provide students an answering mechanism so that the students can prove that whatever they learned or understood is perfect. They need to do the practice test and task, and homework has to be done. Yes, as Devi ma'am said, evaluation. You need to do an evaluation of what has been taught and what is learned, right? So this learning environment has to be evaluated. They need tools to show that they also learned. They need a mechanism to prove that, the students require a mechanism to prove that they learned best from your teachings, whatever you taught, right? So this is what makes a classroom, an online classroom, more effective from the student side. Okay, so we have already told we have tools. So what tools we have? Where YaClass can come to support you, right? So we cater to the needs of students and teachers in the following subjects: mathematics, science and English. We started preparing, or in a very short while we will also have social science support also from our side. So we cater to the needs of the state board as well as CBSE board. So looking at these subjects, you can see state boards and then CBSE boards, science, English and mathematics. Grades, at present we support grades content wise, task wise we support grades 6 to 9. How the lessons are organized? So this is how. So class 6, measurements, living world of plants. So like this, the lessons will be displayed in the portal, in the subject. So in a short while we will see it in a live demo. Okay, sir, we have so many such things, we have so many such tools we have seen, but what is so unique about YaClass? So YaClass is the main aim of the YaClass is to make the kids smarter. Means it's not for the super smart student. Of course super smart student can also use it, but it makes the 85% of the students who partially understand and want more exercises, more understanding, or students who are trying their level best and we need to give extra support. And for those students who are not interested at all in learning, they need to be enthused, they need to be given task in a gamified way. For that we require a lot of task, right? So a teacher transacts information, how students receive the information and convert that into knowledge. Think about it, you can later on and answer it. How an information becomes knowledge. Right, let's get back to the uniqueness of YaClass. YaClass has a test generator. We call a concept called entropy. So let's see what it is. Okay, so test generator. So in the test generator we have, for a simple concept, n number of questions generated to test the same concept, to increase the understanding of the smaller concept, a small subunit. For a simple an English, for instance, a paragraph in an English prose or a paragraph, two paragraph on English prose will have 50 questions. So that if a student attempts it again and again and again, these two paragraphs, the knowledge or the information contained in these two paragraphs will reach them absolutely. So for that we require more and more and more questions, more and more tasks. Teachers know how difficult it is to create questions, right? One question paper, there will be a deadline, and most of the teachers will come with an excuse that it's very difficult to create question papers on a particular deadline. So how in such a situation students will get benefited, right? So we have a test generator. It's artificial intelligence enabled test generator which provides n number of questions. In the case of mathematics, we have practically thousands and thousands of questions for a single concept. So we call that entropy. So how entropy, the word in different subjects have different meanings. For instance, entropy in thermal engineering has a different meaning, but entropy in data science, that's what we are confined our understanding. So the concept of entropy in data science, so we need not get into the details of entropy, rather how entropy is connected to this learning, right? So low entropy data provides the ability or the possibility to predict forthcoming generated value, meaning if one data has low entropy, you can easily predict the outcome. If an entropy is high, a high entropy data provides or creates more uncertainty. Okay, so this is the concept. Low entropy prediction is possible easily. High entropy prediction is difficult. So how to make this particular idea suitable for learning? How we connect this entropy to learning? So we give students with high entropy exercises so that students cannot predict what would be the next question. You learn these two paragraphs, you learn this particular concept, you expose yourself to task. We call that task or a test. Student expose himself or herself to the task. He attempts first question, same concept. He can also attempt another question, but the question will be different. Again and again and again, any number of time he can attempt, and the concepts will be thorough. He will be very clear in the concepts. So this is what is required to make a not so great student into a great student. Propel a small time, low self-confident students to a super student. We require tools like this. This entropy makes the assessment more dynamic. Even for students who are brilliant, they need to be challenged with new situations, right? How teachers can create new situations for the students. They teach one concept. How many such new situations whereby the students apply his knowledge or the information and get through well, understand well? So it's very difficult for the teachers, but we have this idea and created a tool. Yeah, so this makes the assessment more dynamic, challenging and engaging, and to some extent satisfying. Students need to be ultimately satisfied with their knowledge. Teachers also satisfied with the students' performance, right? That happened with the concept of entropy. Okay, I earlier asked you a question. What is the difference between being informed and having knowledge? Okay, so what is the difference? Can you just key in what is the difference between being informed? Because we are working with information. Whatever the teacher teaches is the transaction of information. How this information becomes knowledge from student side? Any running thought in your head? You can put it in your text box, use the chat box to key in your response. How this information, or what makes the information knowledge? What makes the information knowledge? Yeah, so please put your knowledge, your understanding, your response for this particular question. What makes the information a knowledge? Can you key in your responses? Please key in, so that this is what our core aim for the teachers. Teachers supposed to transact information, but the students need to get knowledge. But what makes the information knowledge? Any idea? Any idea? Any idea? Any idea? Okay, so milk in water is information. Okay, water in milk is knowledge. Great. Thanks, Suresh, for that. It's true, actually. Okay, so milk in water is being informed, but water in milk is knowledge. Okay, so but what makes the information knowledge? Application. Yes, application converts information. Great response. Application. Muni Krishnappa, thank you for your response. Application converts information into knowledge. Manjula Shivakumar Shivashankar ma'am, it is said it is transformation. So information becomes transformed into knowledge. Yeah, how and what is the mechanism? Enrichment. Yes, what is the mechanism? The mechanism is repeated practice. Learning the concept and applying. Yes, what you said is absolutely true, ma'am. Sushma ma'am. Applying the concept repeatedly, same idea, different situations, application of knowledge, right? So teachers like us, we need to give more and more scenarios, situations for the students to apply his knowledge, right? Apply his information, convert that, assimilate that into knowledge. Yeah, so this application, learning the concept and applying that is very important. For that we need to give more and more task. Okay, YaClass provide end-to-end support for teachers and students for all their teaching learning needs, and I hope you are all ready for a live demo. So what is available in YaClass? It's a simple tool, but it is a magnificent tool. It can work very well with your students and make them excellent learners. Okay, are you ready for the live demo? So let's get into the live demo. For that I am logging into the YaClass portal. So this is our portal ID, yaclass.in. So if you happen to have your laptop with you, probably you can log in and see how the internal architecture of YaClass is, right? Okay, so let me log in. Hope most of you have registered. If not, you can use register as a teacher. And yeah, let's see what is the purpose for which we are working. So YaClass reduces repetitive and mundane teachers' tasks like preparing question papers, preparations for the classroom, to take the classes, preparing the content. So all those things, 90% of the teacher's time it reduces. It improves students' engagement with the learning outcomes, and attention span of the students also get increased by 60%. And it's the site is very simple and easy to navigate. So this is what YaClass gives you. Okay, so if you have not registered as a teacher, you can do this. You watching this video in YaClass.in, you can watch this video and you can register yourself. And we have ample digital learning materials in science, English, mathematics, and we do have international English language, so that you can have an exposure or take your students to the world of international English. So we said earlier, we listened to the concept of entropy, like how it works. Okay, so this is about Bodmer's rule. Hope you know that. Operations, rules for the operations in mathematics. So if a student did it right, absolutely fine. He will, if it is wrong, he will get a new sum for the same concept. So this is how it works. Okay, so if he makes it, if first attempt he did it wrong, he can be taken to a solution step whereby he can learn the solution and attempt it again. So what happened here, the remediation, the purpose of any assessment is remediation, that automatically takes care of with the help of the solution steps. Okay, so there are 40,000 schools across the globe, 30 lakh students are using it, 2 lakh teachers are using our system. So well, you are one among them now. You are registered, I hope. So if registered, you are one among them, and welcome to the community of great teachers. So let's log in. And what we supposed to do now, we are going to create our classes. So the main purpose in the demo is we will create our online classroom, and we add students in the classroom as well. Then we can assign some test work task. We discussed a lengthy of discussion we had about task. That task we will, how to assign a task to the student, that also we will discuss. We will see that. Okay, so this is the main agenda for the demonstration. So I supposed to create a class. Okay, how to create a class? Okay, so even if you are not able to, even after logging in, if you want to know more details about how to create a class, how to do a registration, how to use the digital learning material, and how to make online assessment, there are videos here, self-learning videos for teachers. You can make use of it. And you also have, once you are registered, you are eligible for again coming back to our weekly webinars using this particular window. Okay, thank you. So now let's create our classes. How to create a classroom, how to create an online classroom. My classes, go to my classes. Here in the, there is a small table of content view. So in this, my classes is there. Here you have to select my classes. If you are already have a class, if your teachers, your school teachers are already present, or where the teachers of YaClass, you may be having your classes mapped. If not, you have to add the class. Now, so once you press this add class, there will be a pop-up. Here you can select the class which you are teaching. Okay, say for example, I will say 7th standard. So some section. Okay, so A, C, something, because I have already created a section, so I am creating now A, Z. Okay, now my online class is ready. That's all. My online class is ready. So I have created a classroom for myself online by saving it. Okay, so my online class is ready now. So what I supposed to do now, I have to register my students, right? So I have to add some students. Some students I can add. For example, if they have the email ID, if you know the email of your ID of your students, use it. Otherwise, without email also you can enter your students some username. For example, Usha. So full name is Usha Rani, for instance. So Usha, last name is Rani, female. So I create. Okay, now see, instantaneously a student is added with a password. Okay, so you can add the student like this. Similarly, you can add more students. Another student also I will create. So that student also don't have the email ID, for instance, or the student's email ID, you can give it. Okay, another student, Mani Ratnam. Okay, Mani Ratnam. I am adding this name. So first name is Mani, second name is Ratnam, male. So I create. Once I create, see, Mani Ratnam has come. Okay, the password is also available now. So like this, you can add whatever the number of the students in your class. You can add any number of students. It don't take more time. And once ready, you can download this in a Excel format, in which you can see this can be shared. Okay, so these details can be shared through your WhatsApp details. So you can Usha Rani, you can save like this, copy and send it to WhatsApp group. So like this, you can create students and download their username and password, share the username and password with them, ask the student to log in to YaClass.in. For instance, I'll log in like Usha Rani. Okay, so what is the username? Username is Usha Rani. So YaClass.in. Okay, so I think I need to log out. Okay, no problem. I'll log out and log in as a student, Usha Rani. The password is a different password. Okay, so this is what it will say. Okay, your password is temporary. So you have a student profile already created. You only have created here. So the students can enter and add some more details it asks. Okay, the school details and other things which was not added earlier. Even if while you are entering, if your school name is added, they will also get the other details. So once they enter also, they can add the details. And yeah, class 7 AZ. Okay, so this is how they can log in. Students can log in without emails to their login ID. Okay, so now you have created your online classes and you have created your students, a set of students also you have included or added in your online classes. Right, so what stops you from doing it? Next, what you supposed to do? You have to explore. Let's explore the subjects, what is available. So you have to teach the students how to teach. For instance, you are a mathematics teacher, grade 7 only we have started. So grade 7 mathematics, your school is a state board school. See the number of topics available for the grade 7. Okay, so I have this division of integers or multiplication of integers. So addition of integers, let me see addition of integers. So the lessons are divided into theory part, then exercises, then tests. Yeah, so this is how they are organized. Okay, so these exercises are both available to teachers as well as for the students. Okay, so let's see how a theory is constructed. So the different properties. Okay, let's see what is associative property. So there will be an explanation for associative property and there will be some sample sums. So here you can see. Okay, so you can so here you can explain the theory part with the example, and once you have done it, you can go to the next theory. And commutative property, you can explain and work out some of the samples, and If your students are ready, then you can test them with exercises. Okay, let's see how the exercise is constructed. So this is how the exercises will be there. So find the sum of the given numbers. So what is the sum? So 52 minus 242, some numbers I am giving. So for instance, minus 32 and 52, 50. Okay, some numbers. 50 minus 30, 20. Okay, 14. Okay, some numbers. Okay, I'll put some number. Send answer. So this is how you will get which one is the right answer. You will get it like this. Okay, so I'm logging out from Usha Rani as a student profile. I'm logging in again with my login. So you have sent a question. So you have seen how the subjects are organized. Okay, mathematics state board. Okay, 7th standard, addition of integers. This is how the theory exercises are available, and this is the teacher view. I am the teacher now. So earlier what you have seen is the student view. So the teacher view, you have theory, you have exercises, and exercises for teachers. This is a special exercises. Students may not have this, and the student has test earlier, and here you have tests for teacher use. These are all surprise tests, homeworks for the students. So the teachers can send homework as well for the students, and you can also do a progress test. Okay, so this is how one lesson is organized for the teacher, and earlier what we have seen is the student view. Okay, so now let's get into how to send a test work. Okay, so once you press the test work, you will be taken to a window like this. You have to create a new test work, right? Press new test work, and you know you have created 7 standards, and that also mathematics in some state board. Okay, okay, so concept of numbers. So this is what we have been 7th standard. Okay, integers. So introduction to integers, what we have seen, associative property we have seen, commutative property we have seen a little bit, right? Great. So now you want to assign some homework. So we have homework here. You can assign homework. So by pressing selecting, you will get the selected list of homeworks here. You can ask the student, assign the student some homework like this. Okay, so this is what is this meaning of these things. These green color books or theory part, this written part, so in writing in a paper, this is exercise. And what is this yellow orange color dot? This means the difficulty level. See the difficulty level. Single dot means easy, 2 dot means medium, and 3 dot means difficult. So the students can be assigned exercises, or they can also practice themselves exercises in different difficulty levels. They can start from low level of difficulty, then travel to the level of high difficulty levels. So they keep on improving their knowledge through this. Okay, fine. So what is this full orange color? These are all the hidden exercises. It's not available for student to practice. Only teachers can have the access to it. This will be helpful for them to test their knowledge. And this exclamation is something, it's like a project work the teacher can assign to the student, so that she can evaluate and then assess later on. It's not automatic assessment. So all other cases, the assessment is automatic. You will be happy to know that. But in here, teacher also have a control that some of the things they need to see before giving or assigning some marks. They can also create some exercise. We also have some exercises like that. So you can assign homework by selecting this. Let's start from homework, then we will do a test. These two progress tests we can assign. So homework, I'll select the homework, I'll put a continue button, press the continue button. My class will be there, 7A. I will select both of my students and I'll press continue, and homework it is, so I can reduce the completion time. So I will keep it for 1 day. 1 day only they have to complete the homework. Only once, and it's a homework anyway, it's a practice, so they can practice it for 4 times, no problem. If the first time they are failed also, no problem, right? It's a homework. What all available? So these are all the exercises available in the homework. Some true or false, select the correct name of the property. All these things are available for the students as a homework, and it is for 14 points. It's not a mark, but it's a point system. Okay, and just by pressing send to students, they will get it if their email are attached to their account. Otherwise you can select. Later on I will show you how to select the test work link, and that can be sent to the students. Okay, for example, this link, invite users, this link can be shared through your WhatsApp group or whatever the group or email list. You can send it to the student, this particular homework. Okay, so in this way you can assign homework. Similarly, you can also assign a progress test. For example, one unit you have completed, then you can assign a progress test like this. But you want to do nowadays, because of the COVID situation, we want all the teachers to conduct online exams, right? So 2-3 lessons you would have completed, so take 2-3 progress test, combined 2-3 progress test of different lessons, and make a bigger progress list, and that can also be assigned to the students. The same way you can send it, and this time this is not addition of integers, but it is a progress test 1 or PA1. So different names you have, right? So like this you can name it. Okay, and progress test is for 1 day, and only one try is possible. Some exercises are having manual corrections, and the maximum point is 37 marks you can for the progress test. By pressing this, you can send it to the students. So this is how you can use or send a progress test. See, we have created 2 test works now, 2 tasks. One is for addition of integers. This is for 2 students, number of students, 2 students. Okay, and another one is progress test. This is also for 2 students, how many students are assigned, and this have different logos or symbols, right? Due dates also is available. So this is a kind of a dashboard for the teachers to see how many works they have assigned, and by pressing this they also know the kind of questions available or assigned, right? So this is how you can navigate, a simple navigation procedure. You can see how this test are being conducted, and yeah, so once it is done, you will have, once the students attempt it, you will have lot of statistics here. So how many marks they scored, what type of a percentage they have acquired in either in English, or what they have got in mathematics, or what they have got in biology. So all these statistics you will get it. So these are all the result part of it. So this is how our test works are assigned. So far what we have seen is, first we have created an online classroom, second we have added students in that, third we have assigned homework and created a test work for them. How do you feel? Is it easy or difficult? Such a simple tool but efficient tool to make your students really knowledgeable. What is your opinion? Just key in your opinion and let's see how do you feel? What do you feel? Yeah, Muni Krishnapa, thank you for your response, like assessment. Yeah, can you just key in your response, like what do you feel? Will you be able to use it? Is it difficult? How do you feel? Yeah, I think it's almost we have reached our time limit. And any question and answer, if you have any questions you can ask. Okay, how about to teach or explain the concept? Yeah, Muniappa, I'll explain to you. So how to explain a concept? For example, we will take science. Okay, so components of food or microorganisms. 8th standard you are teaching, for instance. So you go to theory. Okay, so see this, there is a button for the teachers, harmless microorganisms. Okay, so this, if you press this button, it becomes turn on presentation mode. You press that presentation mode and yeah, so you will get a bigger screen. So through this particular turn on presentation mode, you can show the theory part to the students and you can start a discussion after explaining this to the students. Once this theory part is completed, you can go to next theory part, or you can work out a sum. You can also work out an interesting exercise. Okay, so this is how a theory part you can be discussed. You open the content part. If you want, you can assign a reading exercise with the students. Yeah, so reading exercise to the students and they can read it, or you can also read it and you can have a discussion on that. Once it is done, you can either navigate to the next theory, or you can work out a simple test, simple assessment. For example, choose the best choose the right answer. So find the unicellular microorganisms from the options given. So I am choosing everything. The process of releasing the nitrogen from dead plant, denitrification. Okay, so the answer is wrong. See the solution steps. So you can do a small, so somebody said earlier how to do an activity, a startup activity. You can even start the activity with these questions. Find, so where and all what unicellular organisms are called. Okay, so some kinds of bacteria and some kinds of fungi. Not all viruses are unicellular. So yeah, that's what is the answer. So that's how we can start an activity with the class. We can start the class with an activity like this, a small quiz with a small quiz like that you can start, or you can directly go to the theory part and then explain to them and then get back to the exercises. Okay, there are difficult hard questions also. For example, difficult hard questions. So what is this? Okay, so shape of the, based on the shape of the virus, what type of virus it is. So like that we have to, yeah, so difficult questions are also there. So solution steps are available. So one important thing, solution steps are available for whoever registered as a teacher today. for a month free of cost to your students. So you can help your students or give your students this as a gift, these solution steps. I'll explain to you what are the solution steps. For example, I'll take up mathematics and show you how these solution steps will be of help to you. Okay, so I don't know what it is. Okay, so this is obviously I know the wrong answer, and every step the three terms are, what are the three terms are, and how to find the answer. It's completely elaborately it is discussed here. The student after attempting it can read it, understand it, and apply it again to get a answer. Now I can, once I know that I'm happy and I understand something out of this explanation, let me try it again. And similar but different sum. See this different sum. So some answers still I'm getting, see 4a cube and b square. You keep this in mind, 4a cube b square. Now for 4a cube b square I have this particular sum, and these are the explanation. Still I have not mastered the concept, somewhere I am finding it difficult. Again I read it again and see now cx3 and y square, cx cube and y square. So earlier it was 4a cube and b square, now here 3x cube and y square. So question itself has changed because of the entropy. Okay, so for the students new challenges will come, and whatever be the challenges, with the answer, with the solution step, he can understand the subject better and better with every attempt. Yeah, so any videos, PPT, animation, slides, sir, this itself, it's like our key idea is to give more and more test works, critical thinking. See the critical thinking questions. So it is for the teacher. It is for the teacher who discuss, who travel with the student and increase his knowledge, right? So videos, there are quite a lot of videos available in different sources. So we focus more on this understanding part, the technical part where teacher require more support and student require real learning support. Can we integrate the content through Google Classroom? Absolutely, you can integrate this content with the Google Classroom. There is no problem, Arun sir. There is no problem. You can integrate this with your Google Classroom. This will be more like for online classroom, the teacher herself or himself can directly use this, connect with the student, connect with your online instrument, use the online instrument and connect with the conference tool, use the conference tool, Zoom app or Google Connect, whatever, and use this as the material to be discussed, to be transacted in the online, and do this exercises as an activity and assign the test to the students as a homework or a project work. So students get engaged, you teach well, and the knowledge also increases with every teaching hour. Yeah, is there any other specific questions? Otherwise we can wind it up. Yeah, any other questions? If you have, you please key in. Okay, so I'll show you again how to create a test work. For example, you have taught well, you have attempted a class itself, and then you can create new test work like just by selecting these training test. Just by selecting this, you have a selected exercises, and the selected exercises can be assigned to your class. And just continue, select your students, and then you press continue again, and here you add the title for a particular test work. Maybe you can say weekend test. Okay, and then 2 days, you can keep it till Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, that's it. So 3 days you can keep it. You can try it for 2 times or 3 times. Students can try it for 3 times. Like this you can select it and send to the students. Okay, so weekend test, you know that the students doesn't have email address, for instance. Then you press this invite users, copy this, and then put it in your WhatsApp group or in your mailer list in your WhatsApp group, or send it as a message. Your school may be having a message service. Send it as a message to students. Yes, about reports, you get dynamic report. Exactly, dynamic report. Whenever the student attempts it, you will get all the points here. So whatever the points here, so for example, if Usha Rani attempts, what is the score for the first question, which has 4 points? What is the point here? Maniratnam, what is the point here? Second question, 2 point. What is the point Usha Rani scored and Maniratnam scored? In this way, all the classroom, whole classes will get a report, will get a score first. Once the score is ready, you can print the results. You can print the results. You can print the task wise results. So once it is results, we can show so many different, you can find out a lot of data points in it. Showing result takes another full hour. So if possible, please join in our another webinar whereby we take you through the we can take you through the results, how to create or how to find meaningful understanding about the students learning through the results. Yeah, thank you, thanks for your patient listening. Okay, and if you have any doubts, you can see the teacher tutorial. You can also watch this online assessment, how to create online assessment. So these are all video tutorials. You can so many video tutorials are available here, how to register, how to create a test work. So everything is available through our video tutorials. You can access through our video tutorials, teacher tutorials here. So video tutorials for teachers, here you have all the samples list, and you can access it at any time, any point of time, and learn yourself and excel. You can use it very well. Yeah, thank you, Arun. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, if we don't have any other questions, we can wind up. And you can also contact us. You have a phone number here. You can also write to us your requirements, your school's requirements, anything. We are happy to help you. In fact, we can also help you in your assessments support. We can do a lot of support in your assessments. Teachers are nowadays using so many tools and bogged down by like interconnectivity and like migrating from one software to other software to other software to other software. I don't know like how they are managing, but here we have a simple solution. One place, all the things, all your assessments can be assessment concerns can be addressed. This is a wonderful opportunity for you for 3 months. For this month, whoever registered for this session will have absolutely free usage for a month time, completely all the options in our website will work for them and for their students. So please invite your students and this test work. These test works as a you explore it, you see the subjects, you explore it, you see the subjects, different subject, you explore it. You can also use our international English language, see the content, availability of the content, and you can explore it. You can take your students through this and it will be a completely new feeling for them. So please make use of this opportunity, and any queries and questions, you please contact us like info@YaClass info@YaClass.in. And we have interesting statistics like we have this top bar. So this shows the top student who attempt different exercises on that particular day. So all those things will be visible here. Yeah, so if you are a student who tops on that particular day, you can see this. Okay, yeah, great. So we have active schools in India, nearly 300 schools, and 9,386 tasks are being tested every day. So 5,34,000 points students have earned so far. So it's a great phenomena actually happening in India. So please come and then make use of this opportunity, enroll yourself. You would have enrolled now, but add your students, forget not to add your students, and help them to aspire high. Thank you for being with us, and meet you in some other session. Thanks for coming. So thank you so much.